won national championship. So for them, first quarter was a little bit of a tough start, but then they went out and outscored Air Force 17-3 in the second and third quarter.
And it looks like Virginia is going to get off to a hot start here, a face-off win, and now the men in white. Swinging it around, it's Saustad on ball.
And that'll be a great matchup.
And a high shot, high goal, and it's Highpoint who comes out to Glockner Stadium and open things up against the #1 team in the nation.
Mike Ippolito from the right-hand shooter's wing. Again, good ball movement by Highpoint, and they were able to go ahead and take advantage of the shot clock with the new rule this year. A couple saved by Nunes, and obviously from 80 to 60. So again, just a typical great look by Asher Nolding over top of the defense. Perfect placement in the upper corner. That's what Asher Nolding does so well. He can not only be an effective, outstanding #1 recruit in the country from Trumbull, Connecticut, and of course then you're going to also have Dana Dixon in their score.
And the Cavaliers answer one back and bury it in the back of the net. It's a low-to-low shot from who else but number 24, Peyton Cormier.
Well, Virginia was actually still substituting, so they were playing offense with 5 players. Xander Dixon was still trying to get in the game through the box on the substitution, but just in some ways a little bit unsettled for the Highpoint defense. And again, it all started with Griffin Schutt's dodge. He creates some space, and Peyton Cormier shoots a low hardwood right under Parker Green's stick.
And it's his ability to draw that.
And that just shows what a great player Asher Nolding is. He does everything in his game.
And now Virginia doing it all on the offensive end. Buries it in the back of the net on the one-man drive. No slide, no problem.
Griffin Schutt's the freshman. Big goal right there. Just comes down left-handed and is able to bounce it by the goalie. Not much power on the shot, but he's able to go right-handed and finish.
Now giving it up on the ride.
Well, again, the ride being so effective, of course, it's a man-up ride for Virginia. And Highpoint got the ball to the right person and getting to Asher Nolding.
And there's the inside pass, the shot, the goal. And Highpoint, a little quick stick fake out, sends Nunez one way and the ball the other. Well, 2-2.
That can be considered almost like a man-down goal right there, because, again, Virginia was in the transition with their offense, their extra-man offense. And Highpoint was playing man-down. And, again, you've got... Asher Nolding does what he does so well. You can see he just sees the field, and just a great finish right there.
3 defenders around him. And
again, Virginia's most effective two-way midfielder. It's one of the few midfielders that Virginia uses both to the offense and defensive end. He really helps in the clearing game. And now we're going to see a little bit of a second midfield just because the flow of the game. Virginia really hasn't been able to run midfield units.
With so much back and forth, important to keep legs fresh, only being the second quarter of play, 11:29 remaining. There's the low shot, low goal! Matt Moore fires one off from just short of the restraining line. Low roller, worm burner into the back of the net, using his environment to his advantage.
Well, the shot is going to be the toughest for the goalies, particularly on a grass field. Is that low off-stick side shot that hits the ground first. The ball does skip. It's tough to read. And it was perfect placement because it was off-stick side right there. Again, a little bit more time and room than I'm sure Coach Jordan.
We're going to go back to the two-man game at X. Schutz beats 2. There's the shot outside with the left. But Matt Moore there to run it down.
Yeah, this will be a situation where Virginia will have to make a substitution on attack. Looks like right now Patrick McIntosh, number 18, is going to be running in Peyton Cormier's place.
Moore running to goal, though. There's the shot. Buries it low corner. A fantastic play. Drops his defender and picks up a goal. 4-2 Virginia.
Just an isolation dodge for Matt Moore. Comes up right hand. A spin coming off the dodge. And he's able to go ahead and free his hand. So that's twice he's been able to beat Parker Green off stick side low.
Let's take a look at this play. What gave Virginia possession was that run down made by Mitchell Whalen. After some confusion, Whalen ended up with the ball. And how about this move by Moore? Drops his guy, takes 2 steps. Middle was Whalen. Now it's the Cavaliers that are going to have to send the slide. No 2 slide there, and it's a goal for Highpoint, answering back after 2 unanswered.
It's good offense right there, because again, what they were able to do is just isolate the short stick and really put Virginia in a position where they had to go and help. And again, the toughest shot for that goalie. He's just, nice job right there.
And you can see Virginia misses the slide. Virginia going to have to do it on the defensive end first. 60 on the shot clock. There's the one slide, misses. There's the flag and the goal. Highpoint continues to roll out of the timeout and ties it up 4-4. It's the 160-pound sophomore out of Cornelius, North Carolina, Nick Rizzo.
Well, Nick Rizzo beats two Virginia defenders. He comes from behind, beats the short stick, face dives, beats the slide, and then is able to finish. Just a great individual move by Nick Rizzo. And his bonus is he not only scores a goal, but he draws a foul and gives Highpoint an opportunity to play man up. So that's the perfect situation to be able to score and then draw a 1-minute foul. So we'll see what Virginia does. Gale Braun's going to take the face off as opposed to Pete LaSalle. Virginia still has not used a timeout, so they still have two. You can't take them to the second half, so we'll see if Coach Stephanie wants to go ahead and call a timeout. A great shot.
Schellenberger doesn't need the timeout. He'll just take the goal. 5-4 Virginia with 1:22 remaining in the first half. And the sophomore making it look easy here at Clarker Stadium today.
Well, what makes Connor Schellenberger so dangerous is he's a true two-handed player. He can come right-handed and left-handed, and he makes perfect move as far as getting one step beyond goal line extended, able to get his stick above the goal line, and he puts the ball in the perfect spot inside the goalie's head, right corner. You can see that, just that good drive right there, creating space.
Shot clock, so won't be a concern for the Cavaliers. Schellenberger, who scored the last goal, with the ball. This time carrying to his right. Rolls back to the left. There's the dump, and Xander Dixon with the quick stick. How about that assist, and how about that goal? The Cavaliers lighting it up here in the final minute of play of the first half.
Well, that's a decision that the defense has to make. In a situation, say late in the quarter, do we go zone or do we go man? They chose to go man. They matched up with Connor Schellenberger, and of course what he does is he forces the defense to all turn their heads, and just a real nice off-ball cut by Xander Dixon. He knows where to go, across cage feed, and just a layup for Xander Dixon. So Connor Schellenberger, one goal, it's a case of one more step, he would have had a better angle.
Russell trying to find a better angle for himself up around the front of the crease, and he'll bury it into the back of the net. Highpoint answers back at the start of the second half, 6-5.
That's one of those scramble goals where they get a shot, they don't able to convert it, the ball goes in the corner, and the defense again not being settled. You get beat right there in the corner, and no slide quick enough to get to Kobe Russell, and he just is able to get inside of Grayson Saladay. No way that Matt Nunez is going to make that save.
And it's those goal line extended slides that have been hurting. Resetting their dodge. There's the one move. Chanot slide comes, and he buries it in the back of the net. Worm burner in between the legs of Nunez on a perfect turnaround goal. And Highpoint draw things even at 6. And Virginia has got to do a better job sending a slide out to number 26, Michael Ippolito.
And that's one of those shots where, Ippolito makes the shot, and you can see, just a little bit late getting down. And
at the start of this third quarter.
Well, that pass really was, again, one of those passes where you're trying to get a quick out. You may be trying to clear the ball.
There's the Garneau shot. There's the Garneau goal. You got the one you were looking for, Doug. Been calling it all day.
Well, he shot the shot that he probably could have shot a couple other times. His first two shots were high, and he went high to high. The third shot went overhand on the bounce shot, but that time the ball was able to bounce up high. You can watch the release, changes. Great shot right there. Any one player who's dominated. Braden Maillet is so good. Virginia's been able to hold him to one goal, Asher Nolting to 2 assists, and Connor Schellenberger just 1 and 1. So both teams have defended in the half field very well, and the goalie play has been exceptional.
Now Schellenberger in the far corner trying to increase this Virginia lead, 60 on the shot clock. uses the screen, trying to carry with his left. There's the step down with the left and the goal! Firing it into the back of the net is the senior, Jack Simmons. Wide open, nobody there. He said, I'll take this one. And now the Cavaliers lead by 2.
And again, the communication on the defense right there, Connor Schellenberg just kind of drifting a little bit. Didn't seem like there was much there. Jack Simmons, who's on the backside, probably the one midfielder that the Highpoint didn't really consider to be the dangerous shooter on that group, as you said.
It'd be difficult for Highpoint to get the ball if they're unable to win the faceoff as Moore wraps around and scores! Matt Moore with a little how you doing from up top.
You know, Matt Moore today has played probably more up top than he does behind. He's had 2 goals, one that low shot in the first half, but just a right-hand power sweep. Nice pick right there again. You know, that's a defensive communication right there. Jack Simmons sets the pick.
But once again, Green rises to the occasion. Ball still loose, and if you're Lars Tiffany, you certainly are looking for a conversion. As Schellenberger comes up with it, they'll try it again. Garneau shoots, Garneau scores! Buries it from up top and walks it off like a pro.
Well, you almost tell by his body language that, you know, that's kind of a frustration goal. You know, it's like, it's about time. But his last shot was a good save by Parker Green off stick side. You know, you can't argue with the opportunities Peter Garneau's got on man up, but he's finally been able to find a space, one on a bounce shot and one on a high hardwood. And you can see the frustration. You certainly can't, if you're Virginia's extra man offense and you're Sean Kerwin, you're getting the shot you want, which is Peter Garneau from 12 yards.
Saustad continuing to battle hard with Asher Nolting, but we know how powerful Nolting is, and he shows it off there using all of that 210-pound frame to get one past Saustad, get past one past Nunez, and into the back of the net.
Yeah, it's been a great battle all day, but you don't stop a great player every time. And so Saustad was actually in the right place. I think a little bit of a trail with it, but he tried to get a stick in the front, but Nolting, like you said, because of his strength, was just able to power through again from the top.
Moore trying to lower his shoulder, use some of his size, has the ball popped out by a long stick. Now going the other way is Trey Smith. Smith on the fast break with the long pole. He's going to shoot it himself and score! Nunez, not much you could do when he's coming down full head of steam. And it's Trey Parker that buries it. Trey Smith that buries it in the back of the net with the pole.
Well, it started with a pass that just did not connect. You know, Matt Moore tried to fit the ball to Cormier, and he just got in the middle of the passing lane. And goalies will tell you the tough shot to stop is that defenseman's pole coming overhand straight down. And, of course, Virginia did not slide to him.
Zinn decides to throw a body on the loose ground ball. Virginia still doesn't have it, and now Highpoint, despite the physicality, is on the way with the fast break. There's the give and go, high, low, goal! And Highpoint manages to capitalize on a tenacious run.
Well, it all started with the broken clear. Again, looked like Virginia was going to be able to beat the extra man with the save. Not able to complete the pass. The ball gets on the ground, and then it becomes 50-50, and Highpoint wins the 50-50. And there's no way that any goalie is going to stop Braden Maia one-on-one. And what he did so well was he got Matt Nunez to commit first and then buries the shot.
And how about this little back and forth between Nolting and Maia? Does a great job faking the keeper all the time in the world, and it almost felt like a too many cooks in the kitchen situation. About a 4-on-1 coming down.
Drawing the slide.
Now Dixon carrying around X. Nobody on him, low to high, no look shot, goal, and Virginia answers back with one of their own. Xander Dixon does it with style.
Well, Xander Dixon beat the pole. I mean, he's the midfielder that Highpoint thinks needs to get the long stick. And usually in that case is the defense doesn't slide to their pole, and that's exactly what happened. Dixon just beats his man, one-on-one. He's just able to go ahead and turn the corner. As you can see, no one came to help. And, that's a tough situation, again, because when you are isolated as a pole, and that's what happened to the conference for playing the quality of schedule that they play.
The Southern Conference trying to pick up another win against an ACC program today. Asher Nolting doing his part as he buries one through the 5-hole and brings the deficit to 1.
You know, at key times you go to your stars, and that's exactly what Highpoint did. They came out of the timeout and go right to Ashton Olding. And it looks like we're going to get a stick check right here.
Launch it downfield towards the goal, off its mark, but the final horn will sound. And at the end of 4 quarters, the Virginia Cavaliers best Highpoint in a nail-biter.
And the series continues between these two schools. Believe it or not, this is the lowest scoring game of the 6 previous games. But both teams come away with a lot to work on, but also have to feel very good about the effort they got from their teams. You know, if you're Coach Torpy, you know, your team came in having played a game on Friday, a 1-goal game against Colgate, a tremendous effort on their part. They have to be disappointed in many ways because they had plenty of opportunities to win the game. But credit Virginia, credit Matt Nunez for just an outstanding effort. And Virginia goes 2-0 in the early season.
And how about the attackman that we mentioned at the beginning of the game?